Happy birthday, dear French. Happy birthday to you.
Yo, check this out. So, yesterday, French Montana had an in-store up in the Bronx. 10 people showed up. He said, just let me have a drink. Puffy trying to make me go against 50. He set me up.
He came by. Called the F vodka. That shit kind of watered down, but I love it.
This story has layers on layers of drama. 50 Cent is back, and he's out here spilling tea like it's his full-time job. Only this time, he's bringing the thunder on Diddy and French Montana. Now, we all know 50's no stranger to dragging Diddy, but he took it a step further this time, throwing French and even Cuba Gooding Jr. right into the spotlight. So, here's the scoop. The chatter started with 50 Cent hinting that Diddy and French Montana might not just be close friends, but, let's say, really close. The whispers about Diddy's friendships with his industry buddies have been making the rounds for a while now, and it seems like every few years, there's a new face on Diddy's friend list. But when it comes to French, the rumors aren't just whispers. They're more like loudspeakers, and 50 Cent is more than happy to turn up the volume. Let's rewind a bit and get the backstory on French. French Montana, born Karim Karbouche, started out in Casablanca, Morocco. He moved to New York City with his family when he was just 13, landing in the South Bronx with dreams as big as his accent. But life wasn't exactly smooth sailing. 2 years after they arrived, his dad packed up and returned to Morocco, leaving French's mom pregnant and struggling to raise 3 kids on her own. French knew he had to step up, so he threw himself into his passion for music, grinding on the streets, and eventually dropping his first mixtape in 2007. That mixtape put him on Diddy's radar, and you know Diddy doesn't waste time when he's got his eye on someone. He swooped in, signed French to Bad Boy Records, and from there, French's life took a turn into the world of high fashion, flashy cars, and very exclusive parties. But Diddy's mentorship has always come with an asterisk. For French, it wasn't just about making music, it was about being Diddy's right-hand man.
First and foremost, I just want to say, I know a lot of people want to hear these stories and everything like that, because this is stuff that happened back in the day. And then maybe that if they knew there was going to ever be a YouTube, or they knew there was going to ever be social media, a lot of the stuff probably wouldn't have got played out like it did. But things happen, and these are just stories from the past. I would like to use that as, what you call that, just to clear the facts up what's going on. But it all started, we was in Atlanta. And this story starts when I'm with Puff, and he's in exotic bookstores, and he's doing shopping, right? He's shopping, getting his stuff and everything like that. So, you know, this is the first time I was ever in an exotic bookstore with Puff. So, you know, I'm giving him his space. He's taking things off the shelves and stuff like that, because they gave him a brown paper bag. When they gave him a brown paper bag, he was just putting stuff in there. So I said, damn, you know, he got to go put it on the counter and, you know, show everybody what he's getting. So as he going, I'm just looking at the places where he picking stuff from. So there's one part he picked up some things from up here on my left side. And then he picked like quite a few of them down. I'm like, okay. He put them in the bag. So when I went by there and I looked up there, and it said butt plugs. And I was like, hey, yo. I was messing with him. Because people don't understand, you know, we was like friends. He was a part of the same gang. So I'm still gonna tease him. I'm still gonna mess with him and everything like that. I could do that. It wasn't just no security thing. So I say, yo, what are you getting this for? And it said butt plugs, and he was like, yo, can I do my shopping by myself? I said, yeah, you could do it by yourself, brother. And he started walking and everything like that. So when he got to, I just waited at the counter. So when he got to the counter, he didn't even have to show the guy nothing. He just gave the guy a wad of money. I mean, like he gave the guy a stack, something like this. And Puff wasn't the dude that carried no 20s and no 50s and nothing like that. And I mean, like, he just said, boom. And we walked out the store. So we had to leave Atlanta and go to North Carolina for a show. You understand? And it was him, this rapper, Sarah, and this other girl. We all got on a G5 jet, and we flew to G4 jet, and we flew to North Carolina. So later on I think that afternoon.
Suddenly, French was everywhere Diddy was. Fancy dinners, luxury vacations, endless shopping sprees. French was by his side for it all. And then, Diddy took things to another level by naming a Ciroc flavor after him. Now, who does that for just a friend? French Vanilla was born, and suddenly, French and Diddy's friendship looked a whole lot deeper than business. The industry started buzzing. Fans couldn't help but raise their eyebrows at how Diddy seemed to be always by French's side. We're talking every party, every event, every photo op. They were practically inseparable, and people started saying French was Diddy's special friend. Then we get to the infamous happy birthday video. Picture this. French, shirtless, glistening like he's fresh out of an oil bath, sitting at a table while Diddy sings happy birthday to him in a way that was way too intense. Fans said it felt like something out of a movie, like Marilyn Monroe singing to JFK. Diddy was right up in French's space, giving him this special, sultry rendition that had fans gasping, "What is going on here?" Social media went crazy, with people saying that this was giving couple goals in a way no one was expecting. People still talk about that video, calling it the moment Diddy and French's friendship really went public in a big, eyebrow-raising way. But hold on, because 50 Cent wasn't done. He added Cuba Gooding Jr. into the mix, dragging him into a story that's already eyebrow-deep in allegations. Now, Cuba Gooding Jr. isn't new to controversy himself, but this latest twist, let's just say it's wild. A lawsuit filed by producer Rodney Jones claimed that Diddy had tried to drag him into one of his infamous freak-offs. But this wasn't your average party. According to Jones, he was introduced to Cuba on Diddy's yacht, and what was supposed to be a business meet and greet took a turn into seriously uncomfortable territory. Cuba allegedly started making advances on him, without his consent, mind you, which left Jones completely rattled. He even submitted photos as evidence, showing Cuba getting a little too cozy on that yacht with...
Same day, this rapper and him, they all in the room together. You know, it's Sarah, the girl, Puff, and this dude, this rapper. So I'm hearing at the door and stuff like that, like, yeah, so then next thing you know, somebody rang the doorbell. We had the presidential suite where we was at. So I opened the door and the dude said, yo, I'm here for my cousin. I said, who your cousin? And he said, Ja Rule. I said, well, he busy right now. He said, he busy doing what? I said, he with Puff, they're in the room, they busy, they don't want to be bothered. He said, well, I'm going in there. I said, bruh, you ain't going in there because he told me they don't want nobody to be bothering them. And he was like, yo, I don't care, man, I'm going in there. That bull like that. I said, yo, bruh, Jesus Christ had to come down here and take the air out of my body before you get in that room right there. Watch. He tried to bum rush me. I grabbed his and threw him against the piano. When I threw him into the piano, Puff and Ja Rule runs out the room. Puff got his towel, Ja grabbing his towel, but they butt the naked. And so then Ja was like, yo, what's going on? Yo, Gene, that's my cousin. He know me well, you know, and Puff was like, yo, Gene, what happened? I said, he tried to get in the room. I told him he couldn't get in the room. And he was like, Puff looked at Ja. He said, yo, Ja said, you ain't want to go in that room because there's a lot of freaking going on. So I was like, oh, he said it was a lot of freaking going on. So that was basically that story, man. You know what I'm saying? They went back in the room. Dude felt a certain kind of way and he left out. So I seen them at the concert the next day and they tried to, you know, form up against me. But my man Frank was like, I told my man Frank, I was like, yo, Frank, put yourself in that position. Somebody trying to get in the room and Ja told you don't let nobody get in the room. What would you do? Now, y'all can do whatever y'all want to do, man. But you know I ain't taking no losses. He said, yo, you good, and that was it. Bro, when Ja said, you don't want to come up in there, a lot of freaky stuff is going on. You got to use your mind. What they was doing with those butt plugs.
Right. Yeah,
that was crazy. Yeah, it was real wild.
The Diddy in the background living it up. And of course, the internet detectives went wild. Fans started putting two and two together, saying, wait, so was Diddy just introducing French to Cuba for friendship purposes? Or was there more going on? And then the plot thickens. Just when people thought things couldn't get juicier, a video surfaced of Cuba and French partying together on stage, laughing, dancing, and generally looking way too close for comfort. Social media was ablaze with speculation, with some saying this was proof that Diddy had passed French off to Cuba, or at the very least, introduced them as more than just friends. The mess didn't stop there. Fans began reposting photos from years ago, where French and Cuba are seen celebrating New Year's together, looking as cozy as ever. Then, there's the dark side of French's rise to fame. Since French started hanging around Diddy, he hasn't exactly stayed out of trouble. Several women have come forward over the years with accusations against French, alleging that he slipped substances into their drinks. In March 2020, things got even darker when a woman accused French of assaulting her at his former home in Hidden Hills. She filed a lawsuit saying she was invited over for a recording session, given drinks and substances, and then taken advantage of by French and one of his friends. But fans couldn't ignore the shady timing of it all. Right when French was making these headlines, a video surfaced from the Shade Room showing Diddy, French, and actress Sana Lathan all hanging out in Diddy's car, seemingly under the influence. The internet exploded once again, with people saying this looks like one of Diddy's infamous parties where everyone leaves a little different than they arrived. The talk of Diddy allegedly spiking drinks and luring people into compromising situations has been around for a while, but this latest video was like adding gasoline to an already raging fire. And guess what? Through all this, Diddy and French's bond only seemed to get stronger. Diddy didn't back down from his friendship with French. In fact, he doubled down, making a big show of how close they were. They were spotted together at more parties, events, and luxury getaways, and Diddy even named French his brother for life on social media.
Checking Cassie, a wild video, man. Crazy, man.
That was yeah, it was a wild video. You know, I felt, watching, I felt sorry for her because that is somebody's daughter. You know what I mean? That is, you putting your hand on, there's some tough women out there that box and do all that, but at the end of the day, a woman and man, they not the same on so many different levels. Like one of them might be just more stronger than the other. This is how God created, you know what I mean? So to see that happen, that was crazy, you know what I mean? Like what type of person, he was pretty much stomping her. It was sad, you know what I mean? It was sad to see, you know what I mean? I never really respected people that got any man that put their hand on a woman. You know what I mean? I just never respected them type of guys because it comes from something else that make them want to, that think this is normal. You understand? Especially if you're the type of person, you ain't gonna probably do that to a man. You know what I mean? But you do it to a woman easily. Nobody respect that, bro. I just never respected any man that can do that to a woman. The way I was raised a little different. You know what I mean? We old school. I never seen no man in my family put their hands on a woman. We might tell you, go get your father or your brother. You know what I mean? You get in my face. That's how we was raised. You know what I mean? So it was definitely a sad situation for her, of course.
Real talking, you being somebody that, been on record before calling him a coward, when you seen that video, it didn't catch you by surprise, huh?
No. Because like I said, he just always been like a snake individual. We always heard the stories. You know what I mean? This is and I still believe a lot of stuff could have been avoided. Everything happened. Of course, let's just go back. Everything happened from the decree of God. When it's your time to die, or when it's your time to go, no one gonna stop it. You know what I mean? But I feel like
fans were torn, some saying it was beautiful to see real friendship, while others were just rolling their eyes, thinking this was way more than a brotherly bond. 50 Cent, of course, couldn't resist. He's been poking fun at Diddy's friendships for years, and when he saw the viral photos of Diddy and French looking cozy in Miami, he jumped on Instagram with a classic 50 caption, "What in the world is going on in this picture, man? Something's not right here."
Looking back at the situation and the way you know, the whole East Coast, West Coast beef, and the way he was pretending to have nothing to do with it, but he was behind the scene orchestrating a lot of stuff. I don't like that. Just be straight up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you with it, you with it. You know what I mean? You making Pac seem like he was just the bad guy, the bully, but you behind the scenes putting fuel on the fire. You know what I mean? So that's why you can't really respect that. You know what I mean? You can say what you want to say about Suge, but at least Suge was straight up with what he believed in and how he moved. It probably backfired on him in the long run, because even, you know, people don't, you know, but at least he was facing what he was letting people know how he felt. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's real, man. And when I seen that video, one of the things that I thought about was when you told me that, you know, Diddy ran from Pac when he seen him at the Soul Train Awards. So yeah, that's crazy, man, to see him have that energy for a female, but when it comes to a man, he's running. So
yeah, he jumped on the butt. Yeah, he jumped on the bus when Pac, you know, he was coming down the stairs. I guess somebody told him Pac was here. Pac told us out his own mouth. He's like, when I was running in the stairs, I just heard him coming down the stairs. Like, where they at? Pac was like, I'm right here. He said, man, he jumped on the tour bus, opened the window. So, you know what I mean? You can't respect that, because I just come from a background that, bro, you just fight. Even if you running from a guy but beating up a girl, then come on, that's coward stuff. You fight, you lose. You know what I mean? It's not, it is what it is. But I think a lot of stuff, you know, everything is written, of course, but when you look back at a lot of the things that happened, he orchestrated a lot of stuff behind the scene. Maybe that's just how he moved. You know what I mean? Maybe that's just how he moved.
From your point of view, right, do you think there's any kind of way he can come back from this?
From being, you know, the way we living in now, like we living in a time where there's a cancel, what do they call it? The cancel culture. I think it's gonna be real hard to come back from something like that. It's not like we living in the Tina Turner days. What was it? Nat and Tina. What was Tina Turner husband now? Name Ike and Tina, man. That dude. See, that was a different time back then where he was able still to produce some records, even though he was, you know, doing what he was doing. But we living in a time that, with the cancel culture, that it's hard to come back from a lot of stuff, you know. So I know he's connected with a lot of people in the industry. I believe that's why he survived this long. But after a while, even those people that been holding him up, they also snake. So they sometimes wash their hands with individuals like that as well, because you living in a time where everything is recorded now on videos. You know what I mean? So once something get out there like that, but you never know, bro. You know what I mean? You never know.
And when someone commented, suggesting 50 should get close to French, he clapped back, "You think I'm puffy?" His digs at Diddy have a way of resurfacing every time a new rumor pops up about these friendships, and 50 knows how to stir the pot just right. But here's where it gets seriously wild. The rumors about Diddy, French, and these so-called freak-offs haven't just stayed in the rumor mill, they've sparked a whole conversation about the lengths people are willing to go to for fame. One fan posted, "I once heard French Montana say he'd do anything for fame." Diddy slid over like, "I'm about to put that to the test." Another comment was even darker, with someone writing, "This is sickening. What people are willing to do for $1, the control Diddy has over these people, it's like he's pimping them out. Real demonic vibes." So where does this leave French Montana?
Yes. Do I believe there's people behind the scenes that are homosexuals that are pushing buttons? Yes. And that they want you to be down with their in order to push the button for you? Absolutely. And this is part of it. You just saw one of the gay mafia members. That's who he is. That's who Puffy is. He's one of the members of the mob. He's a mafia member. But he might not be Don Carl. He's not the godfather. You see? He's not the godfather. He's one of the heads of the families. You see? We had different families in this fucking game. We got Bad Boy. We got fucking what do we have? Death Row over here. We have the different we got fucking Arista Records and LaFace. And these are the fucking families in the mafia. You dig? Those record companies are like families.
So him being a part of the gay mafia, right? Where do you think it went wrong?
Well, some say that he got a little too big for his britches. And when he ended up suing that liquor company, De Leon, that's when it all started going downhill from him. That's when, you know, the real rich motherfuckers started showing you who they really are. Showing you that you can do all the shit you was doing, but you really not down with them. You could tell black people that you're a billionaire, but you don't have money like how we got money. We're real multi-billionaires. You know what I mean? And if you think you could with us and try to go against us and not just take whatever the we've been giving you all this time, because that Ciroc wasn't his. He was the face of it. They had a branding problem and he came in and helped their diversity problem, you know? And we with it because we thought that he owned it. We thought he owned it. So that's why we with it. And then when he really wanted to have his own tequila for real, yeah, he saw that they was on some bullshit. They wasn't really taking him seriously. He sent people down there to check on the shit. Apparently, they didn't plant any agave for this guy. But all their other companies, you know, that had white people in them, they had their agave planted. They had their shit ready to go. But you didn't plant the black guy who's done all this work for you and all this type of shit. You know what I mean? And so he was pissed by that, and rightly so. But they was probably like, man, you just fucking take what we give you, Nick boy, and shut the fuck up. Be happy that we even let you in the fucking game. Be happy that you're even gonna have your name, that you're actually gonna own this one. Or your name's gonna really be on it. And when he got too big and felt like he was gonna sue them, they said, let's show this motherfucker who we really are. Send the ATF to his crib. Let's start there. Let's start there. Let's show this motherfucker how much power I got. Send the ATF to his crib. And we'll work on some shit to follow that up. You want to with me? Okay. Let's go. Let's do this. That's what I think happened. That's what I think happened. And then they said, and then he might have said, because he might have threatened them. Like, because when he said, oh yeah? Well, I got pictures of you. I got tapes of you at the parties too. Oh, really? That's probably when the ATF really got sent. Send the ATF to his crib. Get me all them tapes, man. Give me all them tapes, man. Matter of fact, this nigga going down now. Because I don't like how this nigga talking. He's going down. We're going to really show him who's boss. And I'm telling you, that's what I think happened.
Fans are now seriously questioning whether he got in over his head by signing up with Diddy. People are speculating if French really agreed to be part of Diddy's special circle just to make it in the industry. Was it all worth it? Did French really sign away his life to climb the industry ladder? The layers of this story are enough to make anyone's head spin, and it looks like the tea isn't going cold anytime soon. What do you think? Did French Montana find himself wrapped up in Diddy's world for better or for worse? Do you buy into the rumors of these freak-offs, or is this just another crazy internet conspiracy? Drop your thoughts below, because this is one story that just keeps getting wilder.